Hello everyone, I am Shivali. Today I am going to give presentation on chapter 1 of database 1. So let's get started. Overview of database. In the very beginning there are many questions arises in our mind. What is database? How database relates to information systems? What is the role of database administrator in RDBMS? So answer to these questions are in next slides. So let's move on. Now what is database? It is a collection of information which is organized in such a way that it can easily be accessed and managed. In other words, it will give efficient retrieval of beneficial information. Now how a database relates to information systems. Information systems are the systems that are accessed by the end users so as to get knowledgeable information. These informations are accessed via database management systems for a large number of information systems. Now what is the role of administrator in RDBMS? A database administrator performs all the activities related to designing, implementing and maintaining the database. They are also responsible for database security and plan security measures by implementing backup, data integrity and security in the database. In chapter 1, there are many objectives of this chapter like introduction to list, problems associated with the list, understand the concept of database, introduction of related tables, use of related tables instead of lists, components of database, elements of database, purpose of using database management system, and at the last, function of database application. Introduction. The use and the importance of database is increasing day by day. It is estimated there are many 100 million active databases in the world which are used by the thousands of work groups and millions of individuals. So in this presentation we will come to know about the components of database and their roles in making database useful. List and the problems associated with the list. Instead of using list, database is useful to store the beneficial data. But lists are valuable for storing small data, not for the big data. Like there are following modifications problem in using lists. For example, insertion problem, deletion problem and update problem. Let's take an example that we have one table named as sales order. It has several attributes. For example, sales order number, item name, quantity ordered, customer code and customer name. Now the deletion problem. In this table, if we delete SO 1013, we lose our customer IBS. Update problem. If customer named as bike etc. changes its name, we have to make sure that we change it in every single row where it is mentioned. Insertion problem. If we want to add new user or new customer, we must either wait until they place an order or make up a bogus sales order. So the solution of all these problems is to use the relational database. Now what is relational database? Definition. A relational database is a database which stores the information in tables. In essence, a relation database will break up into several parts and each part represents unique theme. Benefits. Though it is a very complex method to store the information, but it will protect us from data anomalies. And these anomalies are like insertion problem, deletion and update problems. Now the question is how to process these relational database. If user wants to fetch some information from table and the user will have to jump from each table to get that information, and this jumping around becomes very tedious. Process relational tables. If user wants to fetch information from the table, and the user will have to jump from each table to get the information, and this jumping around become very tedious. Therefore, several methods are invented for combining, querying and processing set of table. Over a time, an approach called structured query language is emerged as a leading technique for data definition and manipulation. With the help of SQL, it reconstructs lists from underlying table, and you can use query or any computation on table to fetch data. So let's take an example that we have one database named as sales information. This is our database named as sales information, and this query is used to get some data, and the result of this query is given here. This is the result of the query used here. So this is how SQL works. Now, what are the components of database? There are four components of database: users, database application, database management system named as DBMS, and the database. This is how they are connected to each other, like user are connected to database application, DBMS, and then at the last there is a database. Now what are the roles of these components in database? First of all, users, they will make use of database to keep track of things, also use forms to enter, delete query table. They uses output as reports. So these are the functions of user. Now the database application. It is a set of one or more computer programs that serves as an intermediary between the user and the database. The function of these database application are create and process forms, process user queries, create and process reports, execute application logic, and at the end control database applications. Now the DBMS part. A database management system serves as an intermediary between the database applications and the database. It manages and controls database activities like create database, create tables, create supporting structure, example indexes, read database data, modify, for example insert, update or delete database data, maintain database structures, enforce rules, control concurrency, provide security, and perform backup and recovery. Database. A database is a self-describing collection of related records. Here self-describing means that a description of the structure of the database is contained within a database itself. This is a general definition of self-describing of a database. Now in a relational database, it's a self-describing collection of related tables. For example, student and advisor table. There are two tables, student and advisor tables, and they are connected by a common column named as advisor name. Now what is personal AWS enterprise DBMS products? Personal DBMS products, these are such kind of products which might include only a few tables, and each table would have at most several hundred rows. This type of personal database system is known as personal database product. The researcher would be the only user of this application. For example, MS Access. See here like how user is connected to Microsoft Access or any other personal DBMS. At the end there is a database. What is enterprise DBMS product? Such databases which have thousands of tables with the millions of rows of a table and such thousands of supporting users. These databases are used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These database is typically used for enterprise DBMS systems. Now we can see from the diagram that how Java code, C# code and any other HTML code or any other database application code is connected to DBMS, and these DBMS includes SQL Server, Oracle database or any MySQL, and at the end there is a database. Now the database products of enterprise are here. These are enterprise DBMS products: Microsoft SQL Server 2012, Oracle MySQL 5.5, Oracle Corporation's Oracle Database, Oracle Database 11G Release 2. So these are the products of enterprise DBMS products. So this is all about my chapter 1 of database 1, which included the enterprise DBMS products and the personal products and the components of database. Thank you.